Happy Monday, everybody. Down and dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. My name is Jason Schultz. Got John Stranley and Greg Elsing with us here tonight. We're going to, if it's happening in Badger State, we're talking about it. But first of all, it happened in the pulling world. One of the greatest pro stock pullers ever passed away yesterday. Of course, talking about Don Masterson, Mr. Louisville himself. He's world renowned, famous, hell of a good guy. Had his accident in April of 2020. I think he fell off of a trailer, and his health had really declined after that. But talked to a lot of people that said he was, he was still coming to polls and doing different things like that. But I will always remember Don Masterson from Louisville. And he's kind of, John, you do a lot of announcing. I feel like he's been a lot of those bottom of the ninth, 2 outs time of situation, last hook, Saturday night, Louisville. And just watching him put his gloves on one by one and his neck brace, just takes his time. He had a rhythm, and then he won the freaking pull every single time. And just a hell of a competitor. And life is short, as we all know, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. But a lot of good memories, and like we said, never will be forgotten. So if you're watching the show, kind of curious, what are some of your Don Masterson memories, stories for us to share with us here tonight? Greg, I know you said you had one.
Yeah. Oh, years ago, we were in Louisville, and Gary Brinkmeyer was pulling there, and he was in the same class as Don, and Don went down the track and bounced, but they didn't flag him. And it bumped Gary out of the finals. And I was just sitting there madder than heck, and Don Masterson down and told the boys, I drove out of bounds. I'm disqualified. He's going up and stepped up and said, hey, I'm out. I drove out of bounds. And ever since then, I've respected him. That was probably 20 years ago. And I've respected him as one of the greatest pullers and honest men in the sport since then.
Well, that's...
Yep.
I don't know if I would do that. That'd be a tough one. That would be a tough one in Louisville.
He drove out of bounds. He drove over the rug where they do the.
Also, it wasn't like close, right?
It was bad.
Okay. Fair enough. There was probably no video replay of that. Well, Dan Meyer probably has it somewhere on Pulling Reference or whatever. So, Stranley, I'm sure you've got to call his name at Hillsboro and Freeport over the years and different events like that, bud.
Yeah, he was a humble man. It was always nice talking with him. And even years ago, I remember when he got the new Tinker toy after Wildman's built the Tinker toy for him, and he was just ecstatic over the paint job and the tractor. And I think the first pull it was at was actually the Winter Nationals. And there was a smile on his face all weekend when that thing was there. And that Louisville run, I was at Louisville when he won that, like you're talking, Jason, last hook of the night. People were standing on their feet that were, that still hung out to watch, and he sent it right down there and won that pull. And that was an amazing night. And I'm sure it's a night that the Mastersons will never forget, and a lot of pulling fans and pro stocks will never forget. But great,
Yeah,
man.
I had about 10 or 15. I had about 10 or 15 pullers text me today, ask for Kevin's number, and and I didn't text him today. I'm going to call him in a week or so when everything kind of slows down a little bit, because they're right in the middle of spring planting, and they go. They farm a bunch of ground, the Grandview Gangsters. But at least, he got to see Kevin win the Mac Trailer Winter Nationals there. I think that was right at the end of March or early April down there in Louisville. So they had won both Louisvilles, right, Greg? Kevin did?
Yep.
Didn't he take the finals this year at the farm show as well? So, yep. But some people just have that driving ability. Obviously, you got to have good equipment, and they always do. But you got to drive it too.
Yep.
Greg, I've heard you say a million times, you can have all the horsepower in the world, but if you can't get it to the track and you can't pick the right spot on the track, it's not going to do you any good. So,
right. Kevin's been doing it a long time.
Yep, very, very good. Very, very good. So, well, welcome everybody to Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. It's May 8th. We're a month away from our first Badger State pull of the year, and that's going to go so stinking fast, Elsine. Oh, boy. Because Baraboo is Saturday, June 9th, right?
10th.
10th. Okay,
10th.
So just over a month away then on that. So.
Yep. So, yeah. Same as always, all the classes are there. Same sponsors. Actually picked up a couple more, and I couldn't tell you right now who they are for the life of me. Hartung Farms, and God, I think there's one of them, and I'm getting rushed here, and I didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
No, and I meant to apologize right out of the gate. Chandler is our video guy, and John and Greg have spent a lot of time going out and doing interviews, shop tours, and stuff like that, and our goal is to have those leading up to the season, but I didn't plan properly. I sent my Beer Money team down to Texas for our first ever live stream on beermoneypulling.tv, and I kind of didn't put two and two together and realized fast enough that Texas is 24 hours away. And then they had a couple issues in the motorhome and had to pull over south of Kansas City this morning to get some electrical stuff looked at, and it's just been kind of one of those days, and Chandler didn't have a chance to put it up, so I just told John and Greg, let's do what we do best. Let's get on here and just wing it. So it's important that we have to have a show every Monday night. So if anybody has any questions, jump on here. Before we segue into the benefit pool, John, who are some of the great sponsors of Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers?
Casper Egg is one of our great sponsors that jumped on. Trip Downing. And then a couple of newer ones on here is Farm Street Toys and also Salama Enterprises for helping stuff. So thanks to all those that jumped on board here and helped with the Down and Dirty show.
Yeah, the Salama interview was awesome last week, you guys. Very well done. Very well done. It was very, very, very popular. So Don has done a ton, his family, for the pulling world, and what he's done with Hillsboro and continues to do with Hillsboro, that charity pull. It's very, very awesome. And then every time you chew a piece of spearmint gum or brush your toothpaste, always get the mint toothpaste. That helps out our buddy Trip Downing down there so he can go super farm pulling. He's a mint farmer by trade, and he hangs out with Cootsie and Lemke, so he's got to have a lot of money because those guys they're gonna take all his money, don't you think, Stranley? So
I don't know that. I think he gets his gets the money out of Coons by drinking his beer.
Oh, is that what it is?
They're probably on the mixed drinks down there. They skip the beer routine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. And then this is Greg. Brad Sturgeon's watching from Kentucky. He says, "See you next weekend in Nashville, Illinois, Greg, with the great looking New Holland Pro Stock." So, exciting, Greg, to have you down there. And got quite a few Badger State tractor pullers competing at the Pullers Championship next weekend in Nashville, Illinois. So,
yep, we do it.
What's the list, Jason, of Badger State guys coming down while you're at it?
So, Super Farm, I know we got Don Slama, the Fast and Furious. Let me pull it up quick. Should have done a little show prep. That would have been probably the professional thing to do, right, John?
Great. Isn't Gallatin one?
Performance.
Yep, one of Gallutz's is going. Nick's tractor's going. So if you haven't heard of the Pullers Championship, this is our second year. What we do is we invite the top points winners, the top 1, 2, or 3 based upon the class across the Outlaws, PPL, and TPA, and some of the major state organizations. And those pullers have until the end of the year. So the people competing May 19th and 20th. They had until the end of 2022 to accept their invite. And then if they turned it down because, hey, I'm switching classes, or I know I'm going to be planting corn or whatever, then we filled it out with a fan vote, a spectator vote. We had hundreds of thousands of votes online in a 30-day period to fill out the rest of the classes. We have 11 classes of 10 competitors each. We raised enough sponsorship to cover all of our fixed costs. Every dollar from the live stream and every dollar from the gate goes back to the pullers. And it's going to be spread out over like a 2-day weekend, John and Greg, like a Bowling Green point system. So let's say Greg gets second on Friday night and first on Saturday night. His point total is 3. And that would obviously, somebody would have to go 1 and 2 again. And then we would add the distances together to do that. But it's down there at the track at Holes Hours in Nashville, Illinois, which has a PPL, a Champions Tour event, June 2nd and June 3rd, just 2 weeks after this one. So it's a top-notch facility. And it's going to be fun to show it off to the pulling world for our second year. So last year, guys, farmers weren't planting. Greg wasn't planting until the week of our event last year. And it really hurt our crowd. And we're really excited this year because a lot of those guys down there are done planting corn and beans already. And, you know, from a fan base, we know that ag supports pulling bigger than any other industry. So it's really important for that. So,
Right.
So I'm going to pull that up while you guys kind of keep chatting. So
For Pro Stocks, I know it's Wildman's, Travis Wildman's tractors. I think Craig is taking it down, and Lemke's tractor and the Claus.
Yep.
I'll be on together, you know, just to talk about them guys while you're looking the rest of them up. And
those are the 3 pro stocks from Badger State.
4 of us, right? Does Rowan or any of them guys going?
I don't think Rowan is. Don Sama's going for Super Farm. Brian Barman, Middleton, Wisconsin. So we got Brian, Don, Gary Shavink's from Wisconsin, but he pulls NTPA. He was your Grand National Points champion. So yeah, so Don and Barman, Sama and Barman for Super Farm. I'll do pro stock next. Didn't Barman do really well in Champions Tour Super Farms last year, Greg?
Yeah, he did. I think he was a top 5 tractor.
Yeah,
right?
pretty sure he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Chaos Fabrication did a class sponsorship of $5,000 for the pro stock. So we got Craig and Travis Wildman, Diehard Deer. New Generation Plus, Esden Lemke. Straight out of line, that's the Kloss, Lemke and Wildman. Greg Elsing, T8 Tomcat. Yep, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, out of the Badger State there.
4 out of 10. That's pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. We don't have any diesel super stocks, light supers, 4-wheel drive, super stock, minis, mods, super semis. Yeah, so those are going to be, and then Nick Gallett's on the 4-1s.
Yep.
Is going to be there. So, oh, no, Kevin Engelking's in too. My bad. Sorry. He got voted. He got fan voted in.
Yep.
And then Gallett. Yep. So
Perfect.
those are your 2 4-1s from the Badger State going in there. So, you know, we had a couple people say, like, well, how can Ken Venny not be on this? Well, Ken Venny was fan voted in, but he turned down his invite. So I really want people to understand that the fan vote, it rang true for what you would think, John and Greg, if that makes sense, from a nationwide popularity, you know, type of a thing. So it's kind of neat to see that all come together. And Greg, I think you finished 11th and you got a bump in because somebody couldn't, somebody broke and they couldn't make it. So, you know, I told you about a month ago you were on the bubble and you thought that was pretty cool. But I'm telling you guys, hundreds of thousands of votes. It's amazing.
Yep. That's got to go if you get the chance, right?
Yeah.
I know the boys here are not going to be happy that I'm gone, but, you know, hey.
Oh, we're going to be fine.
Mason's sitting here. Yeah, everything's going to be fine.
You have a 50-50 raffle. Don't let Tom Gallett in.
That is so. Colin Burkholz doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, it's freaking funny. Like the comments he has on the shows, they just make me giggle. They make me giggle. So
Poor Tom. That comment sponsored by Gallett's Grading Incorporated.
I love it. But for those of you that can't be there, the live stream is going to be done by Ryan Zolik. And if you've ever watched the Midwest Winter Nationals, I feel the best live streaming out there was MAV TV. That last year where they had MAV TV. I know that's gone away with. We'll see what Flow Racing looks like for PPL. I think after that, from just a creativity standpoint with logos and replays, I think Ryan Zolik does the next best. And Ryan does it with a little computer, and Mav TV had 2 gigantic trailers. So we're excited to have Zolik live stream the Polars Championship for us again. Last year, I think we sold $25,000 to $30,000 worth of live streams. So really hoping to double that this year. Our goal is to catch up with that Mike Connie guy and have $10,000 to win. If we got a good crowd, guys, it's not unthinkable to make something like that happen for the Polars this year. Last year, I was a little cocky, like, oh, we got this, and this is gonna be easy, and just we didn't pull the crowd like we thought. That first year, I think the biggest check was probably $4,500 to $4,800, and that was a couple guys swept both nights, the 2-wheel drive trucks, and there was some extra bonus money put in there in a spot. That's still a good weekend to go win $4,500, but really want to make this one of the highest. We want to turn the Polars into the promoters, and I don't want to turn this into a Polars Championship show, but I'm very, very passionate about this event, and I'm just super excited for it. So
where Jason, can they jump on and watch it live?
ThePolarsChampionship.com. Click on the live stream button. Yep.
How much is it a night? 2 nights?
25 $25 a session, or $40 for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
So we're keeping it affordable. Last year we're charging $20 to get in at the gate. This year, last year we did $15 to get in the gate. We raised it $5, and it's a hell of an event for like that for two tracks to get in for $20. So then the typical thing all the live streamers kind of use is we charge $5 more than the live stream is to watch it live stream, because you don't want everybody staying home, and the data on a live stream is, if let's say John and Greg sold 100 live streams that night, they say 10% of the people probably live within a couple hours, but the other 90% are from all over the country. And I can prove that from our Texas poll that we live streamed last weekend. We sold, I think, 50 or 60 live streams, and 5 of them were from Texas. The rest of them from Ohio, New York, all over the country. So live streaming is a part of our future, guys. All of us. It's going to happen to all the associations. The busier we get, the more we do. Live streaming is going to be a big part of truck and tractor pulling, and it's going to be able to give back to the promoters as well. So it's all good.
Right.
So I am going to be a good dad and go to my daughter's band concert. So I'm going to remove myself from the screen, and I'm going to let you guys chat. Thank you, everybody, for watching Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers every Monday night. Our goal, again, is to have shop tours leading up to the season. And then once the season goes, John and the announcers are just going to pick people from the weekend that did well. And we're going to, hey, you did really good in Baraboo. How do you feel about coming up this coming week? And then we'll talk to promoters coming up as well. And it's going to be a very, very fun season. And this has been really, really good for the Badger State Tractor Pullers to show some faces. And you guys, with your shop tours, your interviews, they've been phenomenal and well received. And thank you to everybody who watches live. But what's great about this is if you miss it live, you can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on Spotify. We actually have the video up on Spotify now as well. You can go watch it on YouTube again. Go back to Facebook, the Badger State Tractor Pullers Facebook page, and watch it as well. It's a great way to grow the sport of truck and tractor pulling. So I'm going to the band concert. Love both of you guys. Talk to you soon.
Yep. Thank you, Jason.
Sounds good, Jason. Thanks.
Yep.
Busy day at your place and busy day here.
Yep. What you want to start with the schedule, John, or what do you want to do?
Sure, we can start with the schedule. Yes. You got yours in front of you?
Yep, we do. First one up
So-
is well, we've got all the classes there again, same show. Hopefully the weather cooperates, and same sponsors we've always had, and ready to rip, I guess, right? With that one, there's a couple corrections to make on here as we go, because I know what the schedule's up, and there's some things that aren't quite right that I know off the top of my head. If we go to Macville next,
Yep.
June 18th and 16th and 17th, it is. The
Yep.
light are there both. That's a Silver Series class, and it's not on there. And on our light pros will co-sanction it, so we should have good numbers in that class in Macville that night, or both nights that weekend.
Both nights.
So, and you're announcing.
Here too, so hopefully we have a good track up there and good weather and a lot of good fun there. And it's a great event up there. Catholic Church puts it on for those who've never been there. The church parish, they have a beer tent with bands both nights, and there's pulling actually Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday there. So there's actually 4 days of pulling. Badger State and Lucas Oil Silver Series are there Friday night and Saturday night, and it's a great time, great food, and it's an amazing place. The place is always packed.
I'm gonna have to say it's the second best cheeseburger on our schedule. up
Yep.
there. The stands in Darlington is the best, but Mackville's the second best, and they're pretty close.
They're
You know,
good. Yeah, they got food up there. The Dash for Cash for kids too. So bring your family out. They I forget the dollar amount that they put out and change on them tarps, and then we count it down, and it's like a bunch of mad vultures going after the change. But the kids have so much fun, and it's great to see. They get a lot of help with fire department and such out there. So that's awesome event.
And when you're done and you go to the beer tent too, they play a lot of games there. They have raffle sticks there for beer and stuff like that. It's a lot. They keep it going. It's a good time there. It's a good time the whole weekend.
Yeah,
You know?
and they have good bands. I mean, there's some good talent that they find to play in the beer tent. It's amazing up there.
They
Show
do.
Piers after that, the 24th. That's a new one, Greg. You want to elaborate on that one a little bit?
Yep. I don't remember. It's the Super Farm Light Limiteds, 466, and Pro Stock diesel trucks there. That's Toma weekend, but they're going ahead with it. And we had to, most of the pullers wanted to go there and pull and support Trip, and because he's pulls and supports Badger State. So that's kind of what I always try to. If you're a puller with us and you want to pull in your hometown, I for sure try to make it happen. If you're going to support us all the time, and I think that's what you have to do, right? But it's
Yeah.
a good track from what I hear, right? Have you been there, John?
Where's that?
Chopier?
Years and years ago, we pulled mini rods down there, like 100 years ago.
Yep, I've heard about the track though. That's all what I've heard, right?
You know, he's got a good crowd down there. I know that, and I think this will definitely liven things up for him down there. I think this will definitely pull some people in, and not everybody goes to the big pulls and travels that far. A lot of people like to stay local, so this is a perfect event for them to go to.
Right. That should be a good one. And that is Edgerton, and they're really building that into a big show too.
That is, it's really grown there. The track that they had last year was really good, and good crowd there too as it's gaining ground. A few things are working on it. It's a new pole. There's a few things people squawked about, but I think they're really going to get it to come around. They're really putting all the effort into it. I know their sound system wasn't up to par like they liked last year, so they're changing that this year. So you'll be able to hear me.
I know eventually they do want to go to 2 nights. There's what their hope is. Build it up to a big event, and just like most people want to do. They want to get bigger and better, and they have a great facility there to parking and then fans, and they have other stuff going on there too during the show. I think right, steam and gas stuff.
Yeah, they have a band there too. Last year they had a band afterwards, and it's at the Rock River Thresherman's Park. So it's between Edgerton and Janesville off 51 and County Highway M at Thresherman's Park down there. There's parking galore, and they got parking for you. They also give you rides in with their tractors and wagons, just like they do for the Threshery. So there's always tractors and wagons coming in and out of the parking area. Jump on board. They drag you right in there, right to where the gate is. And then from there, it's just a very short walk. Some great food vendors down there too. They had like 5 or 6 last year. They actually started running out of food because they weren't ready for the crowd that was there. But pork chops, you got to get them there. Them are awesome.
They were good. So after that is Jefferson, and that's always a great show on a Wednesday night. The stands are packed there, and it's usually a pretty good track. And Tom Galtz puts it together, does a good job. And that's they get it done by 10 o'clock. Usually try to 10:30, right?
Yep. Try and get it done in decent time. Jefferson County Fair. So you can Google directions Jefferson County Fair. That's a great event. That fair gets bigger and bigger every year, I think. So they got pulling 2 nights in a row there. So a lot for the fans for truck and tractor pulling.
Right. Then the next is Baraboo on Friday night. They have 8 classes there. They're going to run 2 tracks. They're really stepping it up there in the show, and they pack the people. And I remember the first time Badger State was there for the fair, I was wondering what's going on. What's taking everybody so long to get in here? They were lined up down Highway 33 trying to get into the fairgrounds. It was a long. They've changed their entrance gate. They're doing some stuff like that, make it easier for people to get in and out. So, they got a good thing going on there.
Yes, they do. Then Darlington, for that. Who doesn't know where Darlington's at?
Right. Somebody said the other week to me, the two funnest polls in the world are Ohio Bowling Green and Darlington.
Yeah.
The polls you want to go to is a bucket list polls, for people. So
Darlington and Beaver Dam remind me a lot of each other. The Pullen fans are there in swarms. The grandstands are full, and there's no seating anywhere. People are standing. In the 300-foot line, I think they're stacked on top of each other like cordwood.
Yep. There's people everywhere in Darlington, which is fun, and they really appreciate good polling.
Yes.
Yep, and they understand it too. You can't BS anybody there about it.
Next one after that's Greene County Fair in Monroe, the 20th of July. That starts at 6:30 down there during the week.
Yep, that'll be fun. That'll be a good one.
Light Pro.
Right. Pro stock, light limited pros, light limiteds, and 466, right? That's what I'm reading on mine. 5 classes, 2-wheel drive trucks.
Yep. 5 classes.
Yep.
Then Helensville next night. That'd be a Friday night, I do believe, right? 21st.
Yep. Limited Pro, Super Farm, and 466 there from us. And I think the Badger truck there too to run after us or before us. I don't know which way is going, right?
I don't know.
Or no, we're on Friday night. Badger trucks are on Saturday night. They pulled 2 different separate nights there.
Yes. Yep. Second night.
Yep.
Then after that, it's Freeport. Stevenson County Fair, Freeport, Illinois. So Lucas Oil's down there too, aren't they?
Yep, Lucas Oil's there on one night, on Wednesday night, I believe, and we're on Tuesday night. And I don't have the contract back yet, so we got to figure out what class. I know Pro Stocks are there, Limited Pros, and probably Super Farm, I think, are there. I'm not sure from us. And diesel trucks. But then I don't know what they've got signed up for the Champions Tour classes. Either I think it's Alcohol Supers. I know it's one of them, So
then for us, July 20 is at the 28th. Basil Maney.
Yep.
Friday night up there with the Premier Co-op and them guys. And that, folks, if you've never been to that pull, that's one to go to. That track and the setting there is awesome. It's almost like you're sat down in like a beautiful little cereal bowl, and everybody's out around the whole outside. They got plenty of seating, nice grandstands, great food, ice cold beverages, and it's a great night of pulling there. And they've been working on that place as well. Good track.
Yeah, it reminds me of an amphitheater.
It does.
It does, right? The sound echoes cool the way it is. It is. Yep. And last year the track really took a couple steps up, and I hope it does it again this year because it really came around. It was a good pull.
Very good.
Yep.
And then that's a brand new one. Dubuque, Iowa.
Yep. Pro Stocks, Limited Pros, I believe, Super Farms, and 2-wheel drive trucks, I think, are what's going to be there. So that'll be a good one.
Saturday.
The ECI, is it the Iowa guys? It's ECI, right? It's pulling on the other track. Yep.
Oh.
So classes there too. So there'll be 2 tracks there also. And I think this used to be when the NTPA was there on Saturday night, right? And
I think.
And I'm sure Jason Round has had a lot to do with it, and the guys from Iowa, Dubuque, Coates, Brandon, and then Ryan Coates had a lot to do with getting us in there. So that'll be a good show too. That'll be a really good show.
Tim Vorwald's the president of ECI, and he helps Jason Round out and drives Pro Stock for him, helps him with his tractors, and they got him and his brothers got a couple tractors too that pull ECI. So they're a great group. They've done a good show. So I'm looking forward to that one. It should be a fun one.
Can you imagine all the wrenching them guys do on 3 or 4 pro stocks and then their own tractors and stuff? How do they have time to do anything else?
I don't know. They go through the drive-through to eat dinner. That's what they do.
Right? Could be. Could
After
be.
that, we got Oshkosh.
Yep.
What county fair is that? Winnebago?
Winnebago County. Yep. They were Oshkosh was one of the first polls that when we were with ATPA, they were the first county fair that signed us up to a big event. And they helped us get put in the door in Wisconsin a little more legitimate as a club. Badger State and they helped us get Mackville too, because sat in the meeting. Mackville wasn't sure they wanted to switch to Badger State and PPL, and I had Glenn Bartles come on the phone and talk to him when I was in there, and he said that you'd be silly not to hire Badger State, and then they got it. We've been there since.
I remember him.
Yep. So then
After that, Utica Festival.
Yep, you can tell us more about anybody, John.
Yeah, Utica Fest during the afternoon, starting about 1:00. Super Farm going to be there. 6 or 540 light pros, light limited super stock, and pro stock diesel trucks, and limited pro stock diesel trucks. I think, ain't it? Is that right? No.
I don't think the limited pro diesel truck.
Pro stock diesel trucks. 466 hot farm. That's what I was.
Yeah, because
my thing got waterlogged.
I don't know. This is the way I copied, so I don't know how it is, but yeah.
Yep, they got waterlogged. So then after that night is Warren, Illinois.
Yep.
And that's their county fair too, isn't it? In Warren that night?
Joe Davies County Fair. Yep.
Yes.
I think it's one of the oldest county fairs in the state.
I believe you're right. Yeah. Pro stock, limited pro, light limited super stock, and 466. No. My waterlogging again. 640 Pro Farm and two-wheel drives in Warren.
Two-wheel drives, yeah.
Two-wheel drives, 4 classes.
Yep, the diesel trucks are in Utica that day.
Yep. So.
Yep.
2 different places, one day.
Yep. That's tough. We spread the equipment and they help pretty thin then.
Yep. And I wonder how many other organizations are able to do that. That's a feat in itself.
Probably none. None around. Anyways, yeah. Yep.
Two events, same day, different classes, different announcers, different flag people. It's something.
Yep.
I'm usually on the B team, so it's all good.
You're on the B?
I'm on the B team, yeah.
You're in Utica?
Yeah.
Well, that's your home. You got to stay there. You're Utica. You're the one in charge of everything there.
No, I'm not. No, definitely not. I always say the girls are with me wherever we're at. And there's 2 polls. I always tell whoever's with me, we're on the B team. And they look at me, what do you mean the B team? Like, wow, there's another event, so I just figure we're the B team.
Right. Oh, no, there's no B team. It's all good shows both. But yep.
Milledgeville. After that, that's a good pull down there. Carroll County Fair. You drive through Illinois, you see all the cornfields in the world, and all of a sudden, boom, right in the middle of a cornfield is another old county fair, and they got a good track down there, and always a good crowd. You guys pull down there, on Thursday or something?
I think it's a Wednesday night, isn't it?
Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. I think we pulled down there Tuesday night, I believe.
Yep. Ben Hand is in charge of that down there. He's on the fair board, and he pulls his what's his track? Dozing Through tractor.
Yeah, hot farm.
He's the pull chairman or the tractor puller or something for the fair there, and does a lot for the fairgrounds there too. Yep.
He does, yeah. He builds a wet track. I love pulling down there.
Yep, Dave
That
Baker.
is one of my favorite pulls.
Yep. So it's always a good show. It's a long drive home though.
It is a little bit of a home, yeah. After that, Hillsborough weekend, which is co-sanctioned with Lucas Oil and Badger State, correct?
Yep. Only a couple classes. Super Farm is the only one I think that, and 2-wheel drive trucks are co-sanctioned. The rest of them are not.
Okay.
So, yep.
That's always a great pull too for fans that want to see a streamlined national event, that is one that keeps growing year after year. And Don and Buzz and all of them on the Hillsborough Charity Tractor Pull do a great job of that event, and they make you feel at home, make the pullers feel at home. They've upgraded the parking, the seating, everything there has been totally changed since they started it from years ago. And what they raise goes towards charity. They help a lot of families out. It's amazing. So
That to me by far is the best pull in the state.
yeah, that is, yeah,
you know,
it's a great event, and you want to see the top of the line mods and Grand National style mini rods, and any class that's there is top notch. You know, you're going to see the best of the best. There's always 20 plus pro stocks there usually, so it's a good event.
Yep. So it is.
After that, August 16th is Beaver Dam, the Dodge County Fairgrounds at 7:00. 2 tracks side by side. That's some fun pulling to announce up there. I love going up there to announce. The fans at that pull get right into it and get them right in the palm of your hand. They're cheering and screaming, and they do that right till it's over. And you could pull there for 2 more hours, and I bet they'd stay.
I think they would too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Lancaster after that. Is that their county fair?
Yep. No. Yes, that is their county fair. Yes, it is. Yep. Yeah, it's Thursday night, I believe. Yep. That is the Adam Adrian's kind of his hometown. He takes care of that one up there for us.
Pretty close to him.
Yeah. Yep.
Then the 18th is Pecatonica. So that's a rough week there. 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. There's 4 in a row. So
right. That'll wear us out, right?
that'll wear a lot of guys out that week.
Yeah.
Better have everything ready to go.
Right. Or hopefully it's still running.
Yep. Pecatonica is Friday night. Saturday night is Sauk Prairie.
Yep.
That's Sauk Pull. Is that the FFA poll or what is that poll?
Yep. The FFA alumni puts it on here in town, and we're still deciding on classes. I know we'll see how it goes here, but I know limited pros there for sure. Light limited supers and diesel trucks are there for sure. We're still haggling over the next class if it's going to be pro stocks or who knows what. We'll see what it is. Yep. Your hometown pull is always fun to do. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean all the work that you put into it, you can concentrate on the win, which never. If you win, that's like you might as well go buy a lottery ticket downtown because winning at home is far and few between.
It is. Yep.
You'd almost be better off just putting a competitor of yours in the seat and let them drive the damn thing, and then it'd be good.
Right, it probably would be better. Yep.
Yeah, Highland after that. Explain that pull. That pull's really been gaining some ground too.
Right. They've had to fight the weather the last couple of years though too, and it's hard on the track there too. And if you know, the Highland track is built on the old sewage plant or whatever. So they filled in the pit, the pond, and that's what the track is on. And the problem is though, they line that pond with clay, and the water can't get away.
Oh.
They're putting tiling in and stuff like that to help it out this year. So that's they're doing a lot up there. They had that pull during the COVID year, knocked it out of the park, and they really came on strong after that. So that's been a lot of people there too. A lot of good fans there.
Yes.
Yep.
Viroqua after that, that's their fair up there as well. That's September 15th, right?
Vernon County Fair. Yep. That's a good one. Nice, good track there too. Yeah. Yep. Been there. The boys go there, the limited pros there, and it's a fun one. Good fans there too.
Hot Farm.
Yep.
Pro stock diesel trucks.
Super Farm.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good lineup of classes. And then the Greene County Fall Nationals moved up a weekend this year. So mark your calendars, the 16th of September. They moved it up, and I don't know what was changed with that with Mark and them, but they moved it up a weekend. So you fans that are always looking to go that other weekend, make sure you pay attention. The 16th,
Yep.
starting at high noon down at the Greene County Fall Nationals. That's another pull that's put on to donate to community and families that are in need and families that had family members with terminal illnesses and help them out. And then one of the greatest stories was this family that had a dog that was killed, and they went out and purchased them another puppy. So got them another family member. So
Yep.
that's kind of neat. They pulls at your heartstrings down there always. So that's awesome. It's an awesome event. Run 2 sleds down there, and the cool part about that one is everybody and anybody from wherever 4 or 5 states around come to that pull. And last year we had Shavink was there, the Grand National Super Farm Points champ, and PPL competitors are there, and people from all over come to that pull. And I think that's what really makes that event so much fun. It's that all the pullers come together. It's just like a big picnic, and you see the best of the best from all over. And it's the last pull, so everybody turns the screws to them and let them rip.
Yeah, you let it all hang out there. And that's where a lot of points championships are decided there too. So
There's always 2 or 3 classes that come in that they're a point or 2 apart. You think all summer long, pull all summer long, and it comes to the last event, the one event that decides it, and that really amps things up a lot.
Yep. They have a pretty good crowd there too, and a lot of good food there too.
The food there, yeah. The breaded mushrooms down there are my favorite. I could eat like 2 gallons of them things, I think, down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with, or not. Yeah. Some of the best cheese curds you'll eat there. Yep.
Yes. All hand battered right there. Steak sandwiches and Raquel meats down there. They bring some of the best bratwurst and different flavors of bratwurst down there. So if you like brats, come on down to that and try that out and see a good show.
Yep. They have a band after that pull too. There's a band in the beer tent after that too. Good time.
They do. And they usually got a headline main band that's from around the area that's really, really good. Like Cherry Pie's been down there, and Madison County Country Band's been down there. They've had a bunch of different ones. And you can buy raffle tickets. So you buy a raffle ticket, you get in on the raffle, and not only that raffle ticket gets you into the pull and into the band. So that's a hell of a deal for a raffle ticket. You buy the ticket early, gets you your seat. You get into the raffle itself, and the prizes that they give away down there is like a list of 25 prizes of, thousands of dollars of stuff that gets given away. So it's very well run. They do a lot of work for that pull, and Mark Hawthorne and his sister Heidi and the whole group. I mean, it's amazing the group that it takes to put that on. There's like 25, 30 people that work hard at that and make that a successful event, and it shows every year.
I really believe, I think the Fair Board hauled in a bunch of dirt this spring or last fall to build the track up there too, change it a little bit. So we should be. Yep.
That's good.
That's about all. What's that?
A lot of great sponsors back this year again too. I kind of wanted to touch on them quick. Year after year, a lot of people that come on board with the Badger State Tractor Pullers that support us year after year, and you got to have that support to help with the pullers and help with events and that. It's just amazing. The diamond sponsors are all of them that were here last year back again. And Ranked Seed, Budweiser out of Sun Prairie, Sussex Machine Company, Didion Milling, Sitco, Saunders Oil, Dutton Welding and Millwright, Mosier and Associates Insurance Services, AC Agronomy, Baker Precision Plant Works, Insight FS, and Gallett's Grading. Our platinum sponsors for the 2023 season are Hennessy Implement, Kwame Insurance, Nutrient Egg Solutions, Lemke's. So Lemke DJR over in Helenville helping us out, and Richie Implement. All the great folks that help us out year after year, along with our great folks helping us out here on the Down and Dirty show. So we couldn't be more blessed. A lot of great businesses.
Yep. And it's great to have all them sponsors back year after year, and all the competitors and fans support them businesses when they do. It makes a difference when you sponsor. They want to see that, they're doing it to help their business out. And they all say it is helping.
Yes.
They appreciate it. So it's
So
good to hear.
you fans around that are watching, if you are looking for implement stuff and you stop into Hennessy Implement, tell them you've seen us some Badger State tractor pullers, and we're one of the reasons why you're there. So any of our sponsors that are on there, please mention our name. That'd be great.
Right. Anywhere you go. Yep.
That
Well,
helps out with all of it.
Yep. Well, I think we've
Also,
about covered tonight, right?
what's that?
Have we covered everything for tonight?
Almost. We got one more thing. Jack Spots, the raffle.
Yes.
So once we get going in the polls, find any Badger State tractor puller. They have raffle tickets on sale. The raffle tickets are $100 a piece, correct?
Yes. Yep.
$100 a piece. Yep.
We only sell 1,000 of them.
Only sell 1,000 tickets.
Yep.
And what's the dollar amounts for winning again? Is it 25, 15, and 10?
25, 15, and 10. Yep. And we won't sell Tom Gallitz a ticket ever again.
Tom's out.
You're out. You don't get a ticket anymore.
So buy a ticket. It's $100, but you got 1 in 1,000 chance to win 10,000, 15,000, or 25,000. We start pulling. Come to events. Come up to announcer stand. If we're up there, we can point you in the right direction. Someone's got tickets. Jack's usually at a lot of them pulls, so he'll sell you a ticket right there, or any of us there. Badger State always got tickets on us, so buy up. And you don't have to be at the banquet to win. We draw the prizes at the banquet. You don't have to be present to win. The banquet's always the first weekend of December. So those of you fans who are kind of looking at it and talking about it a little bit last year, you're more than welcome to come. You can buy a ticket to come and eat dinner and see the show. There's usually average, 450 people at the Badger State Tractor Pullers Banquet in the Dells at the Wilderness Resort.
Yep. It gets bigger every year.
It's bigger every year. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. And everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a puller or anybody. Anybody can come. Just got to sign up.
Anybody?
Yep.
It's also live streamed, so you can watch it live stream as well. Ryan Zolik does the live streaming part of it, and you can be with us. Hopefully the Badgers will play again afterwards, right?
I think they will this year. They got a good coach and really got a good thing going on. I think.
Hope so.
Yep. And then we have a band afterwards too, and they do a lot of dancing, right? And then
that was a great band last year.
Yeah. Yep. It was fun.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yep. So kind of running out of stuff here on my end. I don't know about you, John. We done now?
So thank everybody for watching and hanging out with us tonight. And hopefully we get one of our shop tours on for next week for Monday night. Every Monday night, 7:00. We're on here. Greg and I are on here, and Jason. And once in a while, I got to miss a couple of soccer practice and stuff on Monday night. So I'm running from soccer with Ross quickly to get home to do this. So we're making it work.
Yep. It's tough. Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on. But
yes.
Well, John, thank you for helping host us tonight and doing what we got to do, right?
You bet. So thanks all the fans for staying out with us, and we will see you next Monday. Excuse me.
Yep. We'll see you all next Monday. Thank you.
All right, everybody, have a good night.
Yep.
Thank you.
See you guys. See everybody.
Mr. Boric, is it possible to get a little more light on the front row? It's dark on some of the